So I don't know if he's gonna be making a single more egg. Okay, we will not make more steel and iron after this. I want this to run for a while and decrease the temperature. It will need to run for a while to do that. Yeah, temperature is dropping. As long as not no, yeah, it's dropping and it's dropping quite rapidly, but it still takes time. It's not going to be the only instant cooling is if you use aqua tuners, and they overheat quite fast. Those explosions always jerk me around. Yeah, let's line up more glass since we need it anyway. Na, 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 na. It's set 200 glass for one of them, right? We have 190 tons of sand. So we need. I'm gonna make two more, so 400 kilograms more of glass, please. I'm probably gonna need to make even more of those because these things they only make power while they're running, and they make 380 watts. So it's not a lot. We need a lot of them to make a dent. But they don't create any heat, they don't need any fuel, they just need to be facing the open skies. That's it. So while it isn't a lot of power, it's power that doesn't need anything to be supplied. And that's all that matters. But we will need a lot of steel to make the bunker doors for them. And then even more steel to make the bunker for the rocket. But that's essentially what Endgame is for Oni. Gonna have to be careful because I don't want to. I don't want to go into space here yet. Just want to dig this out. The chlorine here doesn't bother me since we will be exposing this to outer space eventually, so I don't care. So this is 380 watts. So we need four of those to match what our petroleum generator does. But we can line up a lot of them. So we can do several times that. So once we have, let's say, four, five, let's say five. Once we have five of them lined up here, then we can remove the petroleum generator altogether. Because that thing just creates a lot of heat and CO2, and natural gas and hydrogen are just more efficient and better. Well, they're not more efficient, but they are less hazardous, let's say. I have to do less cleaning after they're running. Okay, I think that this part has been dug out. Yeah, they have. So let's continue digging this out. Just because I want to. Are we out of coal? We are out of coal. Thankfully, we have auto generators to pick up the slack, even though hydrogen is also out. So we will put this thing into... Well, this thing is flooded, so it won't work. But right now, only the hydrogen generators are working because we have run out of coal. My creation of carbon kind of did that, but we have a significant amount of coal here and iron as well, so we'll dig all of this out. There we go. There's more here. I don't care if we release that chlorine, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter one bit. And do this faster because we do need that coal, like as in now. I still want my coal generators to run because we run out of hydrogen, so we're collecting it again, and this has actually started running because temperature has risen. It's so nice to see the things work as intended. That's so nice to see. I love this design. It works so well. Oh, it will until while there's power. It works well when there's power. When there's no power, then it doesn't work, but that's natural. This is running, and I'm gonna collect as much coal as I can while I'm still collecting coal, so that we don't have to do this so early on again. How much coal we did collect? 3 tons. That's not enough. We want more coal to feel better. Usually when there's iron, there's coal, like here. So there's this coal, and this coal, and this coal. So we will collect all of that as well. Also do that faster. Any more exposed coal that we can collect? Oh yeah, quite a bit here. So we'll collect this as well. Stop lagging. There we go. Also do this first, then do that second. Is this unreachable? It is unreachable. There we go. That should help. I maybe should put the high pressure valve into this. How is this going? It dropped 4 degrees since we last looked at it. And it drops furthermore. So in what? 5 minutes it dropped 4 or 5 degrees. It was on 31, it's now on 27. And we said we want it to run until it's 20. Perfect. Runs like clockwork. Of course it does take some time, but doesn't take significant amount of time. This actually cools it quite well. That's a very... It's like a breathing or snoring sound for that kiln. Yeah, that's why I ran out of coal, because this thing takes 125 kilograms. Whoa, 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 what? You being a bit retarded there? Retards. Dupes will be dupes. I'm guessing nobody's actually making glass at the moment. Plastic, agriculture, cuisine, machinery. That's what we need. You are not useful. We made glass. There's 100 kilograms of glass. Oh, it makes only 25 kilograms per, so we need 8 more. At least. I'm an idiot. Telescope is idle, and the telescope will remain idle until we have the infrastructure done for the rest of it. Although I do need to put an oxygen intake into this, so since I have to run oxygen up here anyway, might as well put at least 1 or 2 suit checkpoints there. We'll see. No. Coal situation. 18 tons of coal. That is sufficient for the time being. Do I want to unflood this thing? Not really, no. This thing's creating a lot of water for these things, but... Nah, screw it. It's fine. Don't care. I do want to chill this water out. The water isn't staying in this tile long enough to be cooled, so this thing doesn't really do much. It offsets some of the heat from here though. This thing is warming up the water. So at least this is offsetting the heat from there. So that's another thing I wasn't thinking about, because this is now warming up the water in this. But that's fine. Like I said, we are not really suffering for food. Somebody is stressed. Justin, probably because he was stuck in the outer space. Seriously, what's melting here? What's spilling the water? Is there? Oh, there is polluted ice on the ground all over the place, and I'm just not noticing it. It dropped 4 further degrees since the last time we checked. So yeah, it works quite well. But I do want this water to actually drop even more. So if it's above 15, let's drop it to 15 degrees before we move it further. I want this water to be cool before we start making more steel. In the meantime, we'll be setting up these things. Okay, so now I need you to do these. Space. So this one is exposed to space, but this one is also this one isn't. We'll have to keep an eye on this because some of these tiles are already exposed to space, and we want to keep digging through here, and this is all exposed to space. So we will have to do something. There is a something we can do about that specifically, and that's the wallpaper tile or drywall, or its utility is yeah, drywall. So we can use this to plug up any space exposure holes. However, I really don't care for the space exposure here because this is all gonna be a bunker exposed to space anyway. So, whatever. We just need to dig this through for the solar. All of this gas will be eliminated, and this puff is gonna die. But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I wish you did that first, though. You have plenty of air in your lungs. Take a deeper breath. Yeah, definitely need to put an atmosuit here. Perfect. Now deconstruct those so I can put some. No, 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 no. I wish there was a more efficient way of scrolling. Uh, what was I going for? Oh yeah, glass. You are still making glass. That's good. Did you make enough salt? Let's see. Yeah, you can see salt shakers on the tables. So some people are getting more, some extra morale from that. Okay, so what we were doing? What were we doing? We were doing steel and we were doing this. Do we have enough? Yes, we do. Then we will need more. Dig this up. It's fine. I don't care. Crap. So, this alters our plans a bit. So there is a ruin here. This is a large ruin. It's quite significant. But I don't know if, since all of this will be gone, will this ruin actually interfere with power production? Because while this is technically obscuring sunlight, the sunlight is actually coming from all over the place. We will see. I will proceed as planned and we'll see. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's gonna be just about here. Should be fine actually, we'll see. Also, that means that we definitely can't put the rocket on this end. I'm just not willing to make a tunnel long enough to circumvent this bloody ruin. So we will have to make it here. So this should be wide enough, but I think I'll just make it from here onwards. Reason being, I want some insulation tiles between that. I like 2 layers of insulation between the rocket silo and the rest of the base, just because of the sheer amount of heat that will be released, as well as exposure to space. But it should be fine. We'll use this line for building it, and then we're gonna line it out. I might use some auto mining. There is an auto miner in the game, and let me see. Where is it? Shipping. Yeah, so you have auto miners. So if you set this down, it can auto mine that area for you. So we'll be using that for the silo. Yeah, this is now destroying the gases, which is fine. We don't care about those. The temperature is also quite low, but that's also fine. We're missing gases. No, we're missing glass, not gases. We have plenty of gases. We're missing glass. Collecting more hydrogen. They dig this up. Perfect. Dig up the next layer. Glass. 16. How is the heat over here? Yeah, that's creating a lot of heat, but that's fine. Get that doesn't run so often to be a problem. Just a brief passing next to that is increasing the. Oh, this is insulated though, so it doesn't matter. Who would thought that molten glass creates a lot of heat, huh? That's fine. We're not making so much glass that I would be worried about that. In fact, after we make the solar collectors, I'm not sure when we're gonna be using glass again. It's one of those things that you don't make often. Plus, decreased germ resistance, but increased athletics. You're not a farter, so you're in. May, welcome to the base. You're a tinkerer, so you are operator. Now I need to make a room for you, and we need to observe what's that gonna do to the oxygen supply. It shouldn't be affected, but I've been wrong before. Sorry, May, you're gonna be sleeping on the floor for your very first night, but that's okay. Everybody did it first. Join the club. And of course your room will also have carpets, because I'm not a monster. Somebody got slime lung. Who got slime lung? Joshua! Let me check the germ situation around the base. Oh, we are seeing significant FPS drops. That's just because of how big the base is. Okay, so we do have some oxygen problems. I mean, not oxygen problems. We have some slime lung problems in the base, so we will take care of that. There is also some here. I know I'm making a lot of deodorizers, but they only work while they have gases to filter out, so it doesn't matter. See, they're not wasting anything while they're not working. Okay, let's see. Here we were started working on this. Shit. So what do I do about this? I guess the best route to take without spilling any water is to do this number here and then dig through here. That way we can dig this up without releasing any water. I have to be careful because these are sand. The moment I dig under it, the sand will bust through and the water will fall. And then eventually, probably gonna use this as an aquarium. No reason why not to. I mean, we can do it just for funsies. I'm not using algae anymore for air, so... And I think I have a lot of algae. And there's still algae in the level that I even haven't touched yet. Organic algae. I have 33 tons of algae. Yeah, we're fine. We can take fishes. Okay. So let me see what's the status here. So the polluted water is on 17 degrees. So what? It took what? 10 minutes to drop the temperature from 30 degrees to 17. Yeah, this is fine. Da, da, da. The This is space exposure, but it's not exposure to the sky. The sky is above, so we have to clear all of this out before this will work in any way, shape, or form. But I'm not gonna expose that until all of these bunkers are made. Ah, that actually means that I will have to drive the cables up here first. Also, I am not gonna run automation wire for these. These will be running anytime they can run. Reason being, these don't use up any fuel. So there is absolutely no reason why to hook them up to any kind of an automation. You essentially want these things to run as long as they can run. So they don't really benefit from the smart battery since you don't have to temper any fuel with them. They can just run indefinitely. That's the whole point. So I just need them to hook them up to a cable. They don't need to be on automation. I'm just thinking. Uh, I did put more glass to be made, right? I did. This is getting toasty in here, isn't it? Yeah, very toasty. But that's okay. The moment I'm done with this, you guys can steer clear of this place. I said this before and I said it again, the music in this game is delightful. This is one of those games that you can play in such a variety of ways. There is no wrong way to play this game. I mean, there is. I mean, you can kill everybody. But there are I've seen so many different designs for all of these things. For the oxygen generation, for you can experiment with so many things. You can, if you want to, you can create oxygen with just polluted water. With just that, you can just bottle up polluted water and you can just leave it on the floor, and or even better, you can use slime. When slime's left on the ground, it creates a ton of polluted oxygen and slime lung germs, but you can clear those out with deodorizers. And you can put in a germ sensor and pressure sensor, so that it only releases oxygen when the oxygen amount and the number of germs is uh, in a level that's okay, and you release it at the base. It's amazing. You can do a million things, but regardless of how strong your machine is, the longer you play, the more the game is gonna start lagging. And we actually, there it is, 16 degrees. But it's 14.8 here. There we go. Cool down. Ta-da! Didn't even take that long. I thought it was gonna take longer because we were using gas instead of liquid. Absolutely magnificent. So, if you are, how much do we have? We have a 10.5, so we'll leave it for now. Uh, so if you are thinking of cooling things up, here is your design. This works well. This works. I could, if I need to, I can pump this cool hydrogen whenever I want to in my base, and because you create hydrogen with oxygen generation, you don't even need a hydrogen vent. But hydrogen vent is more useful simply because you can create a bigger mass, and the more mass you have, the quicker the cooling goes. Speaking of which, there are a couple of geysers I haven't even checked out yet, so let's check out what this one is. There is another one here as well, I think. Yeah, here. There is one more. Let's check what that one is as well. I'm guessing it's brine, but doesn't hurt to check them out. This one's dormant. This one hasn't even been active yet. You can see that there's a very small amount of water, so it's a good thing that we didn't go for this one. This one probably has a very long dormancy cycle. And another one. We said 5, right? So one more. And there's the ruin. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, and 2 on the side. What about storage though? I think it's way past time to actually make a proper storage room. So we might look into that next, because that's one thing we haven't done yet, a proper storage room. And now we're gonna see how this is gonna turn out because this is a lot of water. I'm not sure this will be able to contain it. So I might be losing some water in the process of doing what I'm about to do. But only one way to find out. So I'm betting on this here being able to hold all of this water and not going across here, and I might be wrong. New printables are available. Oxyfern, yes please. Any additional source of oxygen is welcome. Where to plant it though? Plenty of CO2 here. So we might as well plant it here. We do need water for it though. We do need water for it though. Oh, hold on. Water here. And what's the temperature of the water? Up to 40 degrees. Perfect. Yeah, done. Done, done, and done. Acceptable. Where will the oxygen go? It'll rise up here. It'll go up there. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. There you go. Also, we will build this up. This is built up. That's 4. We want one more. We want one more. And we have 125, so we need 3 more glass. That's enough. This is already being pushed back. So these, it took a while, but these definitely helped. So it's always, the Wheezeworts are legendary. All power to the Wheezeworts. If they already nerfed the Wheezeworts significantly, and like I've mentioned this before, I hope they leave them alone, because Wheezeworts are endlessly used. They're not overpowered, they're endlessly useful. Insufficient resource. Lime. We don't have enough lime. Did we run out of lime? We have run out of lime. Let's do this. We're actually getting 95 kilograms of sedimentary rock as well. I didn't even notice that part, which is thermally reactive, but it's also used for food, specifically for these guys. So that's a nice thing to have as well. Do we have any pinch rows? Yes we do, yes we do. Please go ahead and hatch it in. We also need more hatchlings as well, but they are all incubating there, so. No, 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 no. We are also digging this out because I want to. And this already got cooled. Cool. So how far we got here? We do need to dig this up as well, so we can fit the last one there. I'm going to need to run the cable though somehow. Probably gonna just connect it here through. Oh, but... Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Not even a problem. Actually, it might be. Mm. I think I'm gonna have to run the cable under here and connect this with a proper wire. The reason being, I'm not sure if it's gonna let me do this. It does. Okay, then no problem. We can just go through here and here. Yeah, it works. That's fine. Didn't know if it's gonna let me go through the building. Last time I did this, I actually used refined metal wire, so I don't know. This will need open skies as well, so we will need to get rid of all of this. But I'm not even gonna do that until this is actually hooked up to a wire. Speaking of wire, we could start running that wire up, but I would rather not give them too much to do at this point since I'm lining up so many jobs for them. I wanted to focus on the glass, and once we're done with the glass production, or are we done? We are done with the glass production. Oh, perfect then. We can line this up. Oh, it's not enough. It's 200. It is 200. And I have 200. What's your problem? I have 200 glass. Mm. Oh, Clay, fix your game, please. So together, 380, 680, 760, 1120. I can't do math. I give up. It's fine. It's over 1200. Might as well just line up the rest. Gonna do there. I have to do that because it'll skip through tile there. Because these large wires will not go through the floor. There we go. One thing that occurs to me, even with this not being open to space, do I have any Shine Nymph eggs? I have one. Shine Nymphs, actually, I think I've mentioned this in one of the previous streams. Shine Nymphs emit pure light, so they will work with this. So you can run solar generators on Shine Nymphs. But you need a lot of them, like 5 of them for one of them, for one of these generators. Okay, that's perfect. And now we run the bunker tiles upwards. Perfect. I'm gonna put a door here, even though I'm probably not gonna build anywhere, nothing past this point, but I want a door there. And now we need even bigger amounts of, so we're gonna need 2, 1, what? Oh, for crying out loud. We're gonna need at least 4 or 5 tons of steel, probably more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, probably around 10 tons of steel for all of this to be done. What about the atmosphere checkpoint? Can we fit one here? We can't fit one here. These tiles are in the way. But what we can do is I can place it further away. I can place it here and then just run it around. So that's fine. Or I can just ignore the need for them to have atmo suits, because the only person coming up here will be the person who's gonna be inside of here, and he will have oxygen then. Rust, yes please. Rust can make more iron. I believe that breaking apart rust does something. I can't remember what rust gives me. Small, where rust even is. I was sure that rust was here. Iron ore to iron, granite to sand, fossil to lime, obsidian to sand, sedimentary, wolfrite tungsten. Where is rust being made, deconstructed? I can't remember. I know that you can make stuff out of rust, but I can't remember where and what does. Wolfram to tungsten. I can't remember. Rust can be turned into something somewhere, but I can't. I think rust is turned to iron, but I can't remember which refining process turns it. Now it's gonna keep bugging me until I find out. Then it's probably gonna be something ridiculously simple, and I just couldn't think of it. What's this temperature? 19.8. Under 20. We can still make more. But I would rather finish this first before we endeavor to do more. I also need to find a place for the scanner. Probably gonna just put it here. Or here. Scanner needs open sky as well, so it has to be somewhere where the sky will be open. I can just put it here. How big the scanner is even? I think it's a single tile. Automation. Oh, it's actually bigger. It's 2 tiles wide. Eh. So not here. Probably just gonna put it here. Make a little tower for him over here and place it there. I think that'll work just fine. I don't think it's gonna obscure this. also hope that they fix the bug with the steel. So the point of the steel and steel bunker is that these things can withstand impacts from asteroids. They're not perfect. They will still damage them over time eventually, but it'll take some battering for that to happen. But there was a bug where these things had the brittleness of glass when something impacted on it. I hope that was fixed. I haven't played with rockets in a while, so I'm not sure, but I think they fixed it since then. They fixed everything else. Well, most of the things. They didn't fix the fact that the dupes are still being retards. That's not fixed, but you know, at this point we can argue that dupes being retards is something that we expect of them to be, and we want them to remain that way. Materials. So okay, so we run out of iron, I think. No, we haven't. We still have a ton. So just somebody needs to deliver it. This thing is working beautifully. And I think it only needed one period of cooling, since this is still backed up. But I definitely should have put a high pressure vent in there instead of that small one. Oh well. Oh, okay, so we have another pinch row. Why not? Let's put another pinch row in there. How are we on polluted stuff? Quite well, I think. Dormancy starts in 0.8 cycles, so we will be out of water being made. Which is fine, really. The base is still perfectly cozy. There is some extra heat coming from above. We should probably start handling that. That heat is coming from here. So let's start nipping that heat in the bud. We're gonna be using our old pals, the Wheezeworts, and we're gonna put some Wheezeworts on strategic locations to decrease the temperature in the base. We're just gonna put them here and here. And that should marvelously stop, because oxygen is being pushed from inside out, so oxygen being made is of perfect temperature, but the air is getting heated from outside influences, so we want to limit that. Also, that means I'm going to finish my heat shield. We're gonna create just a regular door here, why not? And we're gonna make mesh tiles here and here, because we do want air to be going out and all liquids falling to fall through. We just want to be more limited so that we can cool it off. And then we're gonna put in planters here and here. We're gonna put statues of granite here and here. And then we're gonna put Wheezeworts in there. I don't know if I have any remaining Wheezewort seeds. We might need to fetch some soon. Next layer of this to be dig through. Oh, there we go. We do have some Wheezewort seeds here, so I think we have enough. Hydrogen is getting accumulated again. We are not in any need. This is going into dormancy in 2.9 cycles. But there's plenty of gas there, and we also have this one over here, which is still making natural gas, so we are good as far as natural gas is concerned. So we will be... This is still flooded, even though there is just barely any water inside of here, but that's fine. And these things are also rotting now, which is honestly fine, because each one of those is getting fed to our pinch rows, and they make sand for us. And sand is a filtration medium, which we have a crap ton of, and we don't need anymore, but yeah, you know. There's also some slime there, making polluted oxygen. Would you please, kindly, drag your butts over here and finish this, so we can move on with our lives, please. We have enough for one, for now. We're just gonna deconstruct these. That took you long enough. Seriously, you can spend more than 5 seconds in here. It's not that cold. Get back there and work. Mm. They didn't even finish this floor. So, apparently we're not making enough oxygen. But again, is that actually true? Is that actually true? This is still having trouble. There isn't any loss of pressure and orbitability in any of the parts of the base except this one, but that's because these pumps are dragging it out and pushing it into the base. So we're good. Doesn't seem to be true. Next layer. Can they reach that one? They might not be able to reach back though. So we're gonna put this one as well. Da-da-da, no printables available. Hatchling, yes please. Tiny little hatchling, please get that into its pen. Let me sip a little drink. Uh-huh. There's water dripping down because there's more ice melting. Okay. Okay, so this is missing lime. We're out of fossils and we're out of eggshells. What else can make lime? Or do I have to go mine? I have to go mine. Poker shell malt. Small poker shell malt lime. That's not enough. Yeah, time to go hunt for fossils. Thankfully there's plenty of fossils around, so let's just pick a lead, fossils. There we go. Where else? There's fossils here as well, so let's dig this as well. We're fine with connecting all of this anyway. Because of this, we're gonna turn this into an oil reservoir anyway. Just have to steer clear of this. Okay. Now we have fossils. We can turn fossils into lime. Oh, look at it, a dense puft. I think dense puft actually makes oxygen, if I'm not mistaken. Oxalite, sorry. It eats oxygen and creates oxalite. There is a... That might seem useless, but the thing is, the amount of oxalite he poops is greater than the amount of oxygen he eats. So he essentially increases your oxygen supply. We still have iron. Yeah, we still have a ton of iron refined, so we don't need any. Refined carbon, we have... I don't even know how much refined carbon we have. It doesn't say that we need any, so I'm guessing we have enough for now. That would be under manufactured. No. Cultivable? No. Where is consumable ore? Refined carbon. Yeah, we have a ton and a half, so we're good on that front. For now, at least. Oh, we're actually even releasing this oxalite here now. Like I'm 24 grams of oxygen off. If needs be, I can start burning algae again for oxygen. I have 3 ox... Oh, I don't have 3 oxyferns because I didn't plant the third one. I've made the planter, but I never planted the oxyfern. So that makes more oxygen for me as well, as long as there's CO2 to be had. So we're good. We don't actually consume more oxygen than we make. As long as I don't let any of them escape into outer space, I'm fine. When they pass through the door, they let a small amount of gas through, but nothing significant. It's pretty much gonna be ignored. We actually have enough for another bunker door. I'm gonna raise the priority slightly because I want these to be done quicker. There is one thing that occurred to me. See, these things say that they're exposed to space, and they are. You can see the space behind it. Before, when I was always making these, I was always making them above a biome line. But I've made 3 of them inside of a biome. So when this thing is exposed to space, I'm not really sure if that's gonna count as being exposed to space. We'll see. I can always move them upwards if that needs to be done, but it's gonna be annoying if that's the case. I think as long as you remove this, it's gonna work, but we'll see. I will need refined iron for the wires for this, but that's fine. Actually, will I? No, I do. They need to be powered. They need to be powered.